Welcome to our session. At the heart of every thriving community lies a deep understanding of what truly motivates its members. It's not just about creating content or providing value. It's about tapping into the psychology that drives connection, belonging, and loyalty. And we all know that's what we need from our customers on the communities. To help us dive deeper, we have another spotlight session today that talks about the key psychological triggers that fuel member engagement. Here's inviting Yuri Razorov to tell us better about the best tricks of the trade that help us build stronger emotional bonds, foster a sense of belonging, and keep your members actively involved. Yuri is passionate about empowering people for positive change. His knack for team members fosters a smooth, efficient working atmosphere. With expertise in community management and strong tech and math background, Yuri greatly enhances global communities with practical, results-driven approach. So here's Yuri for you. Take it away, Yuri.
Yes, I'm here. I'm coming. Thank you very much for this amazing introduction. I'm always happy to coming back to amazing Gracity International company at this amazing Refocus conference. I feel like I'm meeting so many friends. So hello Piper, hello Paula, hello Ed. I'm super happy to see you all. And yes, as every presentation starts, let me share my screen. It's the first language. It's the first phrase that everyone should start all the presentation. And the second phrase is like, can you see me? Can you hear me? Most likely you can hear me. I don't know if you can see me, so we'll see. Ilker, yes, hello, exactly. So I'll be talking a little bit about community psychology. Yes, Ilker, it's all because of you. You started this journey, but yeah, that's how it works. So let's dive in and let's start with the first slide. So I even though it like tapping into member psychology for deeper community connections, it sounds like it's like 2 hours lection, but I have only 15 minutes and I will really start my timer to be sure that I'm like totally on time. So okay, so timer is set. I have left just 15 minutes, so I'll be super fast and straight to the point. So let's roll. I have a little bit of experience, so I've had hundreds of meetups. I've met dozens of hundreds of people, and the fun thing is that somehow they return. So I have no idea why, but people keep coming back to the community events, to everything that is going on. So in Ukrainian communities, recently we hosted amazing conference, and it's a whole community around this conference for freelancers, Freelance Unlocked. Then between 2 water coolers meetups, Ilker, we are still waiting you to come back. Piper, see you this Friday. That's how it works. And I have I have idea why people are coming back, and that's exactly what I'll be talking to you about right now. So you also might have heard a little bit of what the hell I'm doing about the Community Life podcast, where I talk to community experts about their life journeys without using the word community. And also recently I've started the Community ROI podcast, which is aimed to connect CEOs, founders, C-level with community builders, and to ensure we are speaking the same language and get the best results together. And definitely, between 2 water coolers, maybe you even was there at some of the meetups, and we have these meetings every Friday, and that's where we meet amazing folks from community world. And yes, if you don't know me, please find me on LinkedIn. Let's connect. Go to a featured section. There is a post of who the hell Yuri is. So definitely you can go and get some more information. So let's start with the first. Definitely, to build a community, you just must understand psychology. And I'm not a certified psychologist, as all of you know, at least now you know. So I'm a community psychologist by Ilker, who told that, Yuri, you are definitely a community psychologist. And I was like, yeah, why not? Now on LinkedIn, it's my official title. But what I really have is practice. So I have a ton of practice. I have a ton of conversations, and I have those conversations daily. So if I do not talk to at least a dozen of people, maybe something went wrong, or maybe it was weekend. But usually it's all because of practice and because of tons of books. And especially the books I really love reading is to how to talk to kids, how to talk to children. The fun thing is that adults are just grown up kids. And if you know how to talk to kids, you will know how to talk to the adults. And here is my recommendation for you. The book that I was recently reading, and I'm still reading it, is How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk. And the fun thing that if you go to this book, you will find so many strategies. People are not talking about this in the community world, but you can use those strategies to really understand your community members and to really get to know them better and to build those strong relationships. And Ilker is sharing that the bar for my international recognized endorsement is very high. That's yeah, okay, Ilker, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it at home. So as you know, the word is content is king, but you might have heard in the community that engagement is really important. But is it important? Is it really important? Is it all about just engagement, just for people sending some messages, just for being like buzzing and stuff and going on there? And I would say that from my experience, yes, but only if it serves your members' goals and your business goals, and especially when those goals are intersected, when those goals are connected with each other. And engagement for the sake of engagement really sucks. Please don't do that at home, because if you just engage for the sake of engagement, if you just invite people to some events, do some stuff, share some posts, but they are not really valuable, and you're always on this background journey of tagging people, of sending them personal messages, inviting them to a conversation where they don't really want to be, I guess it's not the best way to really engage. So from my experience, there are 3 super effective and super small things to have to really engage your community members. First and foremost is understand what they want, and you can understand what they want only by asking. Yes, I just saw Ed's comment about if engagement is king, who is the queen. I really need to think about it. Maybe by the end of this session, I'll tell you the answer. So ensure that you know what people want and give it to them. You will not always be able to give exactly what they want, and you will not always understand what they really want, but we'll talk a little about it later. So the next thing that works for me is making things super easy. And if you are doing it easy, like, yeah, everyone wants to try it, everyone wants to do this, everyone wants to be there, because the easier it is, the easier it is to do things. And the third thing that works for me is be your honest and genuine self. Like, your personality is what is super important as a community builder. So recently I was preparing for this conversation. I got this song from Eve. If you are that old that I am, or even older, you know this 2001 year song by Eve, I got what you need, so tell me what you need. So you really need to ask, but for community, it's a little different direction. So ask, and then ask again. So at some point, when you build trust with people, they maybe finally tell you what they really want. And when you'll know what they really want, you at least understand what to do to really give them what they need. And it will be the first step in succeeding with your community. And the fun thing, I'm currently working for Code Controllers community for tech freelancers. We're connecting them with tech companies. And when I just joined it, people told me, like freelancers told me, that they want to meet other freelancers. And I've started weekly meetups, very similar to Between Two Water Coolers. And we've met, and first meetup, it was like 15 people. Second meetup, it was like 12 people, then. And I've done it almost for the year. And for the last meetup, it was like 2 people. Okay, for the last 20 meetups, it was like 2 people. So after that, I understood that it's not something that people really want. And what they really want, they want projects. And they were kind of telling us that they want projects. So what we recently started is like, we created a program where people create articles, and not just random articles for freelancers, but articles focused on finding clients, like highlighting. So what we do in the community right now, we highlight freelancers as great experts for potential customers. Definitely it brings some business into the company, but first and foremost goal is to bring clients to freelancers. Doesn't matter if they will go through us, great, we'll still be in the business. If they go straightforward to a freelancer, great, because they will have projects. So that's what works. And the fun thing is that I understood it only like a year later. So I really listened first to people that told me that they want to connect, but then they really don't want to connect that much. They wanted projects. And what works now for Freelance Unlocked community, where it's community around the conference and connecting freelancers, people are craving for connections. And we holding like monthly meetups, and number of participants is only growing, and people returning and inviting their friends. So there in that community, people really need meetups. So you need to understand what they really want, and make second thing, make things super easy. So one of my personal community building tactics is having a podcast. So for me personally, it's like super easy way for a community member to come to a podcast and to share their experience. And I help them by kind of asking questions that I want to know personally, but also I know what questions community members want to know. So we have these conversations. And what do? I prepare everything. So first of all, it's a great way to highlight experts. It's a great way to share their knowledge. And secondly, I prepare everything for people. So they just have to come there. Basically, I send them questions. I prepare Zoom link. I send them an invite. I prepare all the things afterward. I create small videos for them to share. Like all these things they have. Once again, one thing they have to do is come. It's super easy for them. That's exactly why people love coming to podcasts and sharing their experience so openly. And other people are learning from this. And that's what also brings the engagement in the community and what brings the connections in the community. This fun thing, it was really inspired. Ilker, it's not your photo, it's a photo of a Turkish shooter, as some people say, the killer, maybe, I don't know. But it's kind of meme that you can do a lot of things all together. You can make things seem super hard, and you can work hard on this, but you can go an easy way. Just start a Slack space and talk to people. And sometimes it works, usually it works. And recently, talking about this, being honest and genuine self. So I really love this cartoon, Wreck-It Ralph. Please go watch it if you didn't. And one important thing, I'm currently creating a course for freelancers, and I proposed to go through it to some folks and give me some feedback. And one of the people wrote me a message. Yuri, your best asset is your personality, and which is shown through even in the WhatsApp groups messages before and during the conference, because he was talking about Freelance Unlocked conference. Unfortunately, this is not shown in the videos, given that you are simply reading a text. Course is consistent only from videos and stuff, and it hurts. It hurts me. But being yourself, I understood that being yourself, it's your strongest asset. It's something that helps you to build the strongest relationships, and that's the key thing in the community. So be yourself, be your best self, be your worst self, be your honest self, and it will really help you to go through all the stuff that's happening in the community. And one thing that I learned recently, kind of like 1 or 2 years ago, but it works all the time. There is no overnight success in the community, and you have to be consistent and show up in your community daily. And you have to always listen to your members. Okay, not always, just listen to your members. Okay, let's do it that way. You have to listen to your members, but don't act upon everything they'll say to you, but make them feel heard. So anytime they're coming back to you, let them know that you've heard them. But when you manage to really make something they've been asking you for, let them know it and celebrate it. Celebrate their contribution in the community. And if you are consistent, if you're always showing up, if you are talking to people, at some point you'll break through their shield and you'll face a real human, and you will understand their real needs, and that's where the real community starts. And yeah, what helps me, I don't know if it will help you, but you can try. What helps me is staying positive, because people have so many problems in lives. There are so many things, shitty things going on. There are wars going on in the world. So don't make them problems. Don't create them problems. Sometimes being honest, you can talk to people. But in general, try to stay positive. But if you don't feel really positive, you can always talk to people. Why not? And yeah, once again, I tried my best to be super fast, to give you just a general understanding of like my approach to building engagement and stuff in the community. Please, let's connect. Let's continue those conversations. Even if you don't have any QR, anything to scan this QR code, you can go to LinkedIn and find Yuri Lazarov. I checked for you. I'm sure that if there is only one Yuri, you will definitely find me. And thank you very much for spending this time with me. And I hope you learned something. And yeah, I think that we have some time for questions. Yay! So let's go to the Q&A session. So how can emotional connections within a community be nurtured? And what role does authenticity play in creating visible? I feel like I kind of already answered a little bit those questions, because emotional connection is super important. When you have friends in the community, even if you have one friend in the community, you will be coming back to this community because you want to talk to your friend. Definitely, you might have another conversation with this person in another platform, in another space. But let's imagine if you have one conversation with a person, and then you have another connection in the same space, and then you have another connection. And then when you have 5 connections, you are connected to the space. So you can't leave it. You won't take those people out of the community. You will be in the community. So it's super important, really. And emotional connection for me personally are the best connections. And I always say this thing that if you really want to build great relationships, you have to either share a laugh or a cry. You can share them both. It makes your connection stronger, but you decide what to share. And definitely there is a comment in the chat, sharing a level of vulnerability and honesty. Okay, so yeah, I didn't get it, but for me personally, vulnerability is super important.
Yuri, there's another question in the chat as well. I'd like to put that to you. So Chloe here is a content writer, and she asks, how can communities strike a balance between leveraging emotional connections and avoiding manipulation or over-dependence on engagement tactics?
Oh, it's a really good question. I've recently received Richard Millington's newsletter, and I guess it was something exactly about this theme. So if you're not subscribed, so please subscribe to Richard's newsletter. It will be super helpful for you. So emotional connections and avoiding manipulation. It's up to you as a community builder. If you want to manipulate, you will manipulate. But if you do it too much, I bet you will feel it personally. When I'm doing automations, I always say to community members, hey, I'm sending this message to 800 people and it's an automated message. So next, all my answers to you and all the conversations that we will have further, it's a real conversation. But sorry, I won't be spending my life for sending those 800 messages. So it's like a topic starter. And you will feel it. At least I feel when I manipulate. And the moment I understand that I'm manipulating, I'm like, stop, enough. And I'm always asking people this simple question. Would you like me to continue inviting you? For example, if I keep inviting someone to a webinar or whatever, I'm asking like, would you like me to continue doing this? Or maybe you see an announcement yourself. Would you like me to keep asking you questions? Or do you see all the questions and you will ask all the questions? So I'm always asking people like, would you like me to continue doing what I'm doing? If they tell me that it's too much, I'm like, okay, it's too much, I'm done. So I'm here, but anytime you need me, I'm here. Please just know that. And it's enough. The more you're honest, the more you're open, the better. And yeah,
Absolutely.
we can talk about it forever. So you better stop me.
Right. Great. Thank you so much, Yuri. I think this was a very insightful session. We can see in the comments as well, people loved your presentation, and we definitely know that like you said, engagement is king, and that's a big takeaway for me and the audience as well. So everyone, that was amazing. Yuri, thank you so much for taking the time and being with us
Thank
here
you very
today.
much. Thank you very
We
much,
love
my
your
friends.
presentation.
Thank you very much.
Right. So let's move on to our next fireside chat, which is called Beyond the Help Desk: Online Communities as Support Powerhouses. We'll see you all there.